Hey, what's going on, guys? Had a setting wrong. Going to be slow to get a few people in here. What's up, Tony M? Wog, Nate, Cool, Chor, Lodak, Roger. Give a second to get some people in here. I'm fighting on a cold again. Too many late nights. What up, Bourbon Dude? BB Junkie, James, TJ, Ryan, The Seeker, Joshua. What up, Ahmad? Give you a wrench here real quick. Hey, Cody. FN Base, gonna give you a wrench. Maybe. Okay. Yeah, they did mention my car on Stranger Things 3. That's cool. The Todd Father. Quick update here. We did have a Wyckoff Buy Signal. Wasn't as good as I'd like to brag about. Bought a little early, got stopped out, came back in last night, entered 50% positions. So catching a little bit of the rally. My first small little misstep, if you want to call it that. What up, Tony M? I got lots of shirts. 12-month MACD looking like sheet. What up, Ryan? Hey, Chris. I got 80 in here. Going to give it another second, and we're going to jump in here. Let's go to the software. Bitcoin USD. Down here we had a 37 number on yesterday's lows down there at 10,000. We'll talk about the TLT. Let me make a note. Talk about the SPY, GDX, UUP. So once again, we gave the sell at 13.1. Sold 100% of trading positions. Came back down here, had a buy around 10.6, 10.7. Had some stops near the lows. They did go down and get me. Then overnight, about 2 in the morning, I came back, entered 50% positions. Should have went to 100. And this morning, I just couldn't get on it. We had the news and then quick reversal. So, like I said, a little bit of a mistake by me. But I've taken a lot of money out of these markets recently, so just kind of keep it moving. But you can see, once again, we had the buy down here. Technometer came down to 38. That's how we bought this low down here at 10.2 and 9,900, etc. And then we did call the 13.1. That was a little bit more Elliott Wave. Didn't really have a Wyckoff technometer sell like we did up here at 13.5. You can see during this day here, it shows a close of 47.5, but we had a 50 live on air above 13.5. And then we had the buy yesterday and this morning. So we just had a run to what, 11.1. Look at this a little bit more. There's the rally off the low. I'm trying to show these arrows stay around the same price, but they get moved around. So again, just so people won't say I'm talking smack. I was pretty well. I bought here when we broke down to 10.6, 10.7. 10.6 was my buy area. Had some stops down here at 10.1 or 10 to 10.1, 10.2. Got stopped out, came in last night, added some longs back in. That was somewhere right in here. We had a little bit of a break so we could all get filled. Had to break this morning also that came down to 10,050. But last night is where I added on longs. If you're in Discord, You'll talk about this pattern here. That's a pattern that's made me a lot of money over the years. I'm going to save that for Discord discussion. So then we've had the buy for Wyckoff. And then we're looking for this baby here. Let's go back to the 1 hour. Actually, I want to show this one here. Let's go back to the 2 hour. This is what we're working with. As everybody knows, I've been on fire this year, so we're going to see if this is going to continue. I was looking for the C wave to end around 10.6. That had been a much better retracement. We've came clear back down, almost going through the lows. So as you had Ethereum, Litecoin, everything breaking down, BCH, etc., NEO, ETC. Bitcoin held the lows again. That shows you the dominance of Bitcoin, the people trying to get in there. And then today we bring it back, springboard it right back. I think that's a C wave of a triangle. So again, you can see we showed the 13.5 sell. We came down and gave a buy at 10.1, 10.2, 10,000. Gave the sell at 13.1 live on air. And then got a little kabobbled down here because we came so deep. But I'm back long, looking for an ABC back up to, let's just say, these are just numbers I'm throwing out for here. If you really want it, you got to be in Discord. But something around 12.2 would make this look good. Get above the B wave would be a perfect one. That brings in some buying, catches some people short, etc. Gives you a chance to make this C wave. As strong as Bitcoin has been, you could do a 12.6, 12.5, 12.6, who knows. And then one more sell-off for the E. That's my count so far. We've got stops at 10.4 at the moment. It's kind of out in the middle, nothing specific area, so I'll probably have them higher than that because a little higher than that would really be a breakdown. We're sitting here at 10.9, but we'll monitor that as we go. So the other bearish count, which looked a little bit more yesterday, a little scarier, would have been this here. Let me get rid of that to make it look. I've showed this count here where it was, again, ABC down, ABC back up to the highs, and then a big ABC back down to 9,000 or lower. That doesn't look as good now. We'd have to stop right here and go to 9,600 for this count. So now we've overlapped, or close to overlap, so we'd have to stop right here and collapse, which is why I'd want to stop in down below us here. So I think if you're bearish Bitcoin, this thing's got to stop here and reverse lower. It looks like to me there's just too much buying going on, and Bitcoin wants to go higher. So we're at 10.9. We're a couple hundred off the high we just made. But as always, the software gave us a buy. You can see down here. I would think then that the 98.50 low, or whatever that was, that's got to hold to stay bullish. And again, I think you got to hold a lot higher because we've had a nice impulsive looking rally today. We're kind of looking at, if you go to the 5-minute chart, it kind of looks like this is the way we kind of counted in the Discord. That's the 1, 2. This could be the 3. We might as well run for the 4, and then we come up here and finish off the wave A somewhere up here. Don't hold me to those levels, but that'd be the best part. That would mean then that's the first part of the A up, if you're following with me. 5 waves up for the A, ABC down, back to 10.9 or so, and then up to 12.2, 12.5, 12.6. That's my best count. Yeah, I only trade against USD normally. I know the Ethereum BTC blew out yesterday. A lot of people blame that on the sell-off. This collapse here. I mean, Looks a little bit like a selling climax, so I would think we'd go sideways here. I would think Ethereum and Bitcoin could somewhat move a little bit closer together. But Bitcoin is where the institutions are going. They're not worried about much else, so they're chasing Bitcoin. I mean, this E-Wave, if we've been so strong, it might not come down to 10.4. It could hold clear up here, 10.4 to 11 maybe. So again, I don't want to be held to that until we get further along. Let's just see if it keeps following the roadmap. Appreciate Amre. I'm going to give you a ranch. I don't really worry about the haters. I actually enjoy playing with them. They're a bunch of idiots. Today, I almost like I had a bot saying you're a scam, so it was weird. If you follow me, you'll get a chuckle. I like to make myself laugh and a few of my followers. So I beat up on them. Let's go to, Wyckoff SMI, and this YouTube is really about stocks and bonds, etc. So I just went to cryptos because it's been much easier to trade, more people willing to learn, etc. So that's kind of why we've done that. I still do a ton of stocks. I still give trades for pro traders. Still selling a lot of courses at wyckoffsmi.com. The full course. Anybody knows me, this is a long dollar ETF. We're short this from, I think, just a hair lower. Back down here at 26 and change. I do think that's distribution. I think we're going to go lower. I gave a buy overnight on TLT. So we bought the opening today and we had a nice little close. See down here, technometer is extremely oversold. So we went from an overbought technometer back here when we sold and here to a nice oversold. So we're back to long TLT. That's somewhat because stocks and bonds have been moving somewhat inverse correlated. You can see here, technometer down here, 54. Extremely overbought compared to all these other levels. This caught a nice high up here. This caught a short-term high. So I gave a sell on the Wyckoff Wave to trade that, since you can't trade a Wyckoff Wave ETF, obviously. We sold short the SPY at the opening. So far, we caught top tick today. The opening was top tick, technometer 51.52. So I think stocks turn lower, bonds go higher. Bonds going higher means lower interest rates, which normally helps cryptos. The dollar turning down also helps cryptos. Here's GDX, which also I think probably helps cryptos. We're long from 20 and change. We added on at 25 and change. Setting right up here at the highs. Technometer's neutral, so I think GDX is still going higher. That's pretty well all I have on the stock side. Let's go back here and look at a few smaller caps. Atom is one that Nick has kind of been on. I bought a little bit slightly higher. I think I bought something around here at 432, 438. Small positions. Nick's trading that more. Nick's on vacation all week, so you're going to get me here by myself, away from the main setup. Link USD 271. As everybody knows, that's been a strong one. I would think that's one you got to be trying to buy on dips. Chillax, I did not even hear the press release. I saw the tweets coming out about it. I don't try to follow any news or pay attention to any news, so I stayed away from that. I think it's probably brought a little selling coming in, but we brought it right back, so that might have been why we got so deep yesterday. Here's ETC. I mean, some of these counts we've gotten so deep, because again, I sold a lot of these when Bitcoin was at 13.1. I said sell 100%. Luckily, I sidestepped some horrible corrections here. I don't know. The accounts are all screwed up now. You'd have to almost say I'd almost be tempted to call this 5 ways up. And again, guys, Elliott Wave I really kind of used after the fact. So there would be my guess is we've had a 1-2 now on Classic, and maybe the worst is over here. I don't have a buy signal on it, but that's one that I'd watch. Neo is one that we liked. Again, sold out of it on the 13.1, which is up here. And it looks a little sloppy as well. Back to support here at 11.17, so that's one I'll be watching. Litecoin, another dog. Not sure how to count the Litecoin. How do you ignore news like Libra congressional hearings and trading cryptos? Because I'm a technical analyst. All the news all the way up. People gave you a million reasons, Tether, etc., not to buy. We followed the technicals. We had 15 buys on the way up. No sells until we got a 13.5 print. At 13.5, we said a little bit, another surge of a few hundred. And we think the top's in. So, sorry, I just can't care about news. I'm aware. Obviously, I got people in my ear talking about it, so I know what was said. But don't give two shits about it for real. Nobody can trade based on what they're saying. You can't change your whole investment thesis because Trump might say something. I think it's mostly jawboning. I don't think you can stop this freight train. Bitcoin dominance, definitely a name of the game. 69.25 on a charge. Tried to call this a fifth wave here. It didn't work. Now it looks like we're just extending for a fifth wave. Somewhere here, I think, again, that the smaller caps, the alts, would perform a little bit better. But for right now, it's all Bitcoin. Yesterday, I really was trading all Bitcoin. I bought a little bit of Ethereum at 237. Still have some small losses there. I do make some mistakes. Like I said, Seth, I'm aware. I mean, I got people in my ear. Obviously, we got Discord with 640 people in there now or something. You can pay for crypto too, because if you go there now to join Discord, they're going to tell you they're going to charge you now and also August 1st. Obviously, that's not quite as favorable. If you want to, you could pay crypto, pay $20 now to the end of the month, and then go back to the 40 online, or just pay us crypto every month, and Kerry will ask for the payment. Patreon does that. Can't do much about it. Sorry. If you want to get to Patreon, going to go back here, learncrypto.io. Learn Crypto is the Patreon. I don't have the thing here. Someone will throw that up. What's up, Tomcat? BCH, I had mentioned I thought maybe it was getting oversold. It did get slapped some more, but I think that's one that you might want to start looking at. Came down hard to below 260. Now we're at 314. I had a few PCG clients actually. Since everything I do is well documented, I sold 500. I sold this spike right here on 500 on the way to 520. And haven't really bought it back. That was a triangle ending. So I took the profit at 500. Again, on Elliott Wave, guys, I mean, I use it really as a supporting factor to Wyckoff. So anybody new, I own WyckoffSMI.com. The original institute started by Richard Wyckoff. So I'm all about that. But I do, and the same type of thing, the buy signal I had came off the software. This is proprietary to Wyckoff. OP Force Technometer. The technometer gave us a buy here at that 10,000 level. Gave us a sell 13.5 and gave us a buy yesterday. So I take that as like, what type of pattern is this by Elliott Wave? And it looks like a triangle. So that's really it. So anybody in Discord, we got a free link to the Elliott Wave book straight from Robert Prechter and gang over there at elliottwaveinternational.com. A free download they gave me. So check that out. So learn some Elliott Wave. And again, during the day, I mean, some of these leading diagonals that I've talked about, this down here, this was the overlap leading diagonal. That was a little bit of a telltale sign there. And now I think we'll have this 5 waves up. So Elliott Wave does work. I've seen it work unbelievable. I could show you charts from years ago that it can be uncanny if you're on the right wavelength. Here's XRP. I was looking for some type of ABC down, but it looks like that B was a triangle flat there. But now we're back down to the major support. Hold on. I mean, that's, I would think, an extremely important level. Ripple's been an extremely hard one to trade. So I've heard rumors that could have a good rally going into the end of the year. So maybe down here you could be a buyer. But that's a tough one. 16,000 still in play on Bitcoin. I mean, if this is a triangle that ends over here at 11 or wherever, I mean, that's going to portray straight up move. Just looking at it without throwing any Fibonacci's or anything on it, I mean, for me, I would buy the oversold level, wait for an overbought reading, and then try to figure out the count. But yeah, 16, who knows, 15, 16, 17,000 on a blow off. Probably stop below all-time highs and then pull back for a major correction again. Which really, what would end up happening, and I've talked about this, is this triangle ends, and then that gives us the completion of the whole rally from, this is the wave forward at 3120. We're going to all-time highs, but we got to do it in 5 waves, and this would only be the first wave of that. So you might rally here 15, 16, 17,000, and then have another sell-off back down to 10, 9, on some type of probably news scare, something. That might be Reagan, or that might be Trump saying something. Or, you know, some type of major news that would give us a huge sell-off. Because we get to 15, 16,000, everybody's going to FOMO that one. You're correct, Bill. Nick's my broadcast partner here, and he does fundamentals and trades a lot of small caps. He knows the fundamentals from front to back. I'm going to check ADA. That one came under huge pressure. Came back down to the previous preliminary support, last point of support. So maybe this is a big flat correction. Maybe the alts are going to try to dig in here like I just showed you on ETC and NEO. It'd be a good place to try to dig in again. Then you can call all this accumulation here for a big rally in ADA. But I think it's hard for me to buy weak coins. I'd rather stay in Bitcoin. Even, I mean, Bitcoin really is the name of the game, so. What up, Chris? I mean, so that's my thoughts at the moment. So 10-9. We're working on 5 waves up. We're trying to do this A wave up off the low. If we start giving away 10-6, 10-5, 10-4, that's going to start to worry me. With the Wyckoff buy that we had, we really ought to stay firm on these things. So we're going to watch that overnight. Again, I'm working on a cold, so I'm going to cut it short, I think. Any big movement, you'll probably see me on here again. Again, Nick and I are not long at 6 o'clock Monday through Thursday this week. If things are cool, maybe I'll try to be on at 6 tomorrow, or I'll just be on once we get any big movement that I need to talk about. So that is all I got. There's almost 10.8 on Bitcoin. So quick top there above 11. We'll monitor that. I manage crypto money, crypto PCG, private client group. If you go to learncrypto.io, 3% on the account balance. A lot of people are going to that because these markets are 24/7. You just can't stay on top of them. And go to the Discord. It's pinned to the top of my Twitter. $40 a month. Again, if you sign up today, you're going to get charged again August 1st. I mean, there's a lot of information in there, so it's probably worth that, but a lot of people, not a good pill to swallow. So if not, pay with crypto, and then we'll talk again August 1st. So that's all then. So I'm going to play the outro on Who is Wyckoff like I normally do, and catch you sometime tomorrow. Appreciate it. Thanks for the support.
Good afternoon. My name is Richard D. Wyckoff. Anyone who is interested in the stock, option, or commodity markets is most likely to find my life and teachings to be of great interest and value. I was born November 2nd, 1873. At the age of 15, I had my first job as a stock runner on Wall Street, and by age 25, I had opened my first brokerage firm. I was one of the pioneers in the study of the tape and included volume studies in all my market operations. This volume and its intraday studies is what set me apart from the rest of the market gurus. There was a point that my buy and sell following was so big that it became a powerful part of the daily market. It was at this time that I became known as one of the titans of technical analysis. But all along, my lifelong endeavor was to pass on my accumulated wisdom to others. With that in mind, in 1907, I created the Magazine of Wall Street. At its height, the Magazine of Wall Street had over 200,000 subscribers. That's over 200,000 investors who wanted my thoughts on the current market conditions and trends. Finally, in 1931, I decided to take all my knowledge that I had learned about the stock market and create the Richard D. Wyckoff course of stock market science and technique. I was able to create something that established a new standard of practice in the public stock market operations. I did not claim any monopoly of stock market knowledge, but up to that time, no one else seemed willing to be so frank in offering to the public the most intimate knowledge of the inner workings of the stock market. The good news is that even though I created the Wyckoff Stock Market course back in 1931, the course has been maintained and updated throughout the years and is available to you today. Over 90 years later, my course is still available for investors and traders that want to learn the secrets to the stock market and can be found right now at wyckoffsmi.com.